All right, folks. So we are here and we are welcoming our very own Pradeep to talk about something very close to his heart. So, just to give a small introduction about Pradeep, Pradeep is an experienced developer and a serial entrepreneur, currently working as a tech advocate for the open source project Gina. An IIT Roorkee graduate, he co founded Invide in 2016, which is a community of 15,000 plus remote developers. And through his diverse experiences as a startup founder, a computer science researcher, software engineer, and a community builder, he authored the book 21 Career Hacks for Developers. And today he is here with us to give a glimpse into these career hacks for developers.
So we will talk about career hacks for developers as much as for experienced engineers. It is for beginners, for engineering students as well. Title Career Hacks for Developers. And after this talk, you will leave with 3 hacks that you can implement, and I will provide you actionable points how to proceed with these 3 hacks. Okay, so before we start, I want to ask initial questions. First is that raise your hand if you think that programming is your only skill. Okay, 8% people said programming is their only skill. Okay, now raise your hand if you think that you should continue with programming after 5 years of your career if you want to achieve a good growth after 5 years. Okay, 11%. 11% people said that they will continue programming after 5 years. So again, most of the people said no, they might need to change for career growth. Now tell me, if you were not a programmer, what would you be? Okay, we designer, philosopher, doctor, investor, artist, aerospace engineer, UI UX aerospace engineer. So we got very interesting results. If you were not a programmer, what would you be? We have more coming in. Important basis of this talk is this quote by Abraham Maslow. He said, "What you can be, you must be." Do you understand what does it mean? Let me explain that. So first thing I want to say is that you are not what you are labeled as or you have thought of, like a software engineer, a backend engineer, a JavaScript engineer. You are a very unique individual. You have multiple skills. Just like people said that they have more skill than just programming. So most of the people have multiple skills. Actually, everyone has multiple skills. Then you have a very unique mix of strength. And these strengths are not just about technical strength, but about your personality, your soft skill, or maybe some kind of leverage that you have. So you are even two backend engineers, they have different strength. And the last, you have very unique taste. I'm not just talking about food, but taste as in what kind of career would you be suitable for you, that will excite you, that will make you wake up every morning and think about, yes, this is the right thing that I'm doing. So you have a very unique taste in terms of career, in terms of the life partner you choose or the friends you choose, just having food, where you want to have food, where you want to live, and what kind of life you want to have. That's very unique to you. So coming back to the quote, what you can be, you must be. Now that you are very unique, then should you be something that someone else is following and you think that that is only the right choice or maybe the safe choice? So Abraham Maslow says that you can, what you can be, you must be, because you have this unique strength, unique taste, and a unique skill sets. Your path for the career is also unique, and you must be that. You should not be you should not be locked down because of a particular label that you have right now. You can be an artist, you can be a doctor, you can be a gamer, you can be Kapil Sharma if you want to be, you can be stand-up. I'm not saying that if you are thinking right now and you should just jump ahead into this. We will come back to that, how to make it practical and where you can find the right mix of what you want versus what you can do. So we are coming to the practical points of this. So this was the basis of the talk. Now we are coming to, first of all, let me share my journey so I can, you know that what the points that I'm talking, I have been through those points, and these specific experience have driven my career. So I started, my schooling has been in a village. I studied in a village, and that's a tiny village in Rajasthan. And I graduated from IIT Roorkee BTech in 2012. I went to Sabancı University in Istanbul, and I did a computer science research project on privacy. I went to L3S Research Center, which is the top computer science research center in Germany, and I worked with a professor who is really amazing and someone I look up to. He is one of the top 10 paper publisher in computer science. And started after my graduation. I started working as a software engineer. That was a fintech startup where I worked as a software engineer. I explored lots of technologies, and I used to work on some side projects. So one of those side projects was picking up, so I started working on that full time. After 2 years, I shut that down. I started this community called Invide, which is a remote developers community. I started this Git Commit Show in 2019 with the support from the community. I created this software, this desktop app called Developer Diary. It's a privacy-focused note-taking app, and I have trained professionals, people working at corporates, companies with full-stack development. I'm working at open source project called Gina. Do check it out. It's a very cool project. You can build your AI powered search engine using this open source project. And I authored this book, 21 Career Hacks for Developers. While I was in village, that's a very, so you see that that's a very unique career path that I have, and schooling that I had in village, that and living there in the village, that got me connected to non-profit organization which are working on vaccination, and that which was funded by Melinda Gates, and the company that I joined first, that was also funded by Melinda Gates. And being there in village, having this unique experience, I got to experience like how the audience that come, or the people who come from these remote or rural areas, what kind of challenges do we face, and how it is a unique problem. What we think when we are living Bangalore, San Francisco, or Mumbai, any high-tech city, is not very same as you live anywhere else. The kind of technology that you access are not same. The kind of resources you have are not same. We didn't have electricity even when I was until in 8th standard. So these are the different things. So that's what I learned, and I got connected with students from diverse background while I was in BTech. And then when I started working as a software engineer, that was a professional work that gave me new perspective to work with older generation, work with people younger to me, work in teams. And when I started startup, I got new skills, I got new perspective. And in Invide, I interviewed thousands of developers one-on-one, and that gave me more insights about developers. As I met experienced leaders while I was organizing Git Commit Show. I learned teaching by training these professionals. I sold softwares. I did selling as well. Apart from coding, I have been coding for last 10 to 12 years, but I have also on the side, because that's what you do as a startup owner. Whatever I learned from here, and also talking to people from diverse background, like for data journalism, I talked to Rangoli that you just saw talk some time back. I talked to Santosh from CNN, because I don't have experience in that domain. So I explored that what other people know. I talked to Gurman about this. So I talked to multiple peoples, and I created this book called 21 Career Hacks. And you have all the details, including what are the different areas that you can explore with actionable points. So I'm directly going there. So before actually jumping into the hacks, I want to share what these hacks are made of. So for career growth, what do you need? So some people will say that you need a job, or some people will say just the money part. But for career growth, these are the 5 levers that you can use. If you increase any of these things, then you will grow in career. If you increase your network, you will grow in career. If you increase your wealth, you will grow in your career. If you increase your personal brand, you will have higher chances of growing in career. If you build skills, obviously you will grow in career. And wisdom, having that unique insight about a particular domain or particular industry, that will help you grow in career. So we will talk about all these things, how you can increase all these 5 things. But before that, let me categorize the hacks in efforts versus reward. So you might not want to do things, so you might want to plan depending upon how much effort a particular thing requires versus how much reward can you get with that effort. So there are 3 categories that I discuss. I won't be discussing low efforts and low reward I'll be discussing all other categories. So starting with first, low hanging magical fruits means low effort, high rewards. What are these things? So write or record a tutorial, speak at conferences, or contribute to open source, or launch a side project. So we will come back to this. Launch a side project. Let me start with the highest reward. So you might already know this person, Jack Dorsey. He started Twitter. But you might not know that Twitter was a side project. He was working at a company, Audio, and with his colleague and friends, he thought of a crazy idea that let's create a platform where you are limited to post only 140 characters. And that was way long back. And he created that. It got popular, and you know the success story. Launching a side project. So this is the highest thing that happened. But how you can start with this, or should you really start a side project or not? So for that, you need to know that what are the benefit side projects. So you start a side projects, you start building an application or a website or a particular project that you like as a developer. If that doesn't work out, the worst case scenario, you will learn skills. You will build your skills. You will learn that programming language. You will get to learn different technology that you use. You will get to learn how a particular problem is solved, or what are the different ways that other people are solving the problem. So number one thing, if you ask me that you want to be a developer, I will always say build a side project. If I give you only one advice, that's it. So just the action of building side projects will improve your skills, and hence you will grow in your career. Second thing, wisdom. So once you go deep down in your side projects, you will figure out particular insight about that particular domain or that particular skill, and that will give you some insights which will almost always, for me, have been a guiding light where to go from here. Just as I said, I was working as a software engineer at a fintech startup, and I built dozens of side projects during that time, and only that gave me not just the skills, but also one of those projects started working, and that I figured out that particular insight that I could build that startup on. Building a side projects, I will also say that you share it on social network, share it with your friend, put it in your resume, and that will build your personal brand. I think no need to explain. Wealth. Well, if your side projects become really big, just like Jack Dorsey's side projects Twitter became, that's an enormous amount of wealth that you can generate with just a simple action of starting side. So that was the first point of low hanging magical fruit. Second point is simply writing and recording tutorial. It seems very simple and lots of people are doing it. One example I would like to put is about Hitesh Chaudhary. He has more than 600k subscribers, very popular guy. You might know him already. And the number one thing that you will get by writing or recording a tutorial is that you will build your personal brand. When you are creating some content, people will look at you that you are the authority, or at least you understand that topic. It's not an easy task to create content. It takes a lot of time and understanding. So people understand that, and because of that, you build your personal brand. Second is wisdom. While working on this, when you're writing or recording these tutorials, you will figure out a particular thing about that particular topic that you are creating content on, and that leads to wisdom, some insights that you can use further to grow in career. And then last thing is skills. Definitely you learn the skills of technical writing or content creation, but you also learn about that particular topic. You become the expert, and I guarantee you, if you keep writing about a particular topic for 1 year, you will become an expert about that. that was the second thing. Third one is speak at conferences. Again, low hanging, high magical fruit. Low effort, high reward. Speak at conference. It doesn't take much effort. It does take significant effort, but not hard like getting a. So you can start once you have built your knowledge about a particular topic. You can start speaking at conferences. And one example I will say is Pranav Mistry. I'm not sure how many of you know Pranav Mistry. Can you raise hands if you know Pranav Mistry? At least people from my generation know Mistry. So he spoke at a conference about this very revolutionary way to interact with computer with hand gestures. You might say these days it's not innovative or not very groundbreaking. But yes, in 10 years back it was. And this one talk he gave, he became so much popular. And you can see check out his success story about what he is now, what he is doing. What do you get by speaking at conference? It takes efforts to create a talk, to deliver that talk. And that's again similar to like writing or recording tutorial, similar thing. You people know that, and you build personal brand through that. So when you are sharing your talk with me, I know that you have done some research about that particular topic and you know stuff. Personal brand. Second, network. You are connecting. I'm connecting with you right now, and many of some of you might at least know, remember me, and that's the network. Maybe we might connect sometime in real, and we will have a good chat. So that's a network, and maybe I can help you. And that point of time, I can help you with your career, or you can help me with my career. So that's the network that is useful. Then third is the skills. So as I said, you need to you need to do some research to create this talk, and you need to learn about the topic. You build your skills. Very powerful way, and easier to do, and very impactful. And the last one I will cover in this category is to contribute to open source. You might already know Linus Torvalds' famous Linux project, and similar project can happen, and probably will happen in next 5 or 10 years. Who will see the similar kind of success as Linus Torvalds. You can be Linus Torvalds. Someone will be. So personal brand, definitely it builds your personal brand. You are doing things in public, you are sharing your code in public, and that's a lot of effort, that's a lot of people watching your code, that's a lot of mental pressure on you as well, and you are motivated to do your best. So people know this. Again, personal brand. You are doing things public, pushing yourself hard. You'll build skills. People will start interacting with your open source project. People will start getting to know you, or at least your project. So when someone and you might find someone, maybe it gets popular, someone using your open source project. Network, wisdom. By working on project, you collaborate with lots of people. You go deep in a particular problem domain. You get insights about the topic. So wisdom, very powerful way. That's why you see that lots of people are promoting open source specifically to beginners. That's a very good way to start your learning programming and building your career. And even if you go with the very traditional way, and there is nothing bad about going with traditional, I must say, you have verifiable skills, which means if you have your open source project, if you are a developer and if you are applying to a job that I have in my team, then, and if you share your GitHub link and specifically share that this is the project that I built, that will make you stand out. That will make you stand out. So you will grow in your career faster than the others. So these were the 4 things I wanted to share about low-hanging magical fruits. And right now I won't go into details of this. Maybe we can go into details of these action points maybe at the last. But before that, I want to share the complete list. So high-hanging magical fruits, which means that high efforts and high reward. So these are the things like working full-time remote job. So full-time is hard. It's not easy, and also getting that job, working that job is hard, and adding the remote part to it, that is also hard. So getting a full-time remote job is definitely will pay you a lot, and but you will have to work hard on that. Similarly, founding a startup, again, it will be very hard to do, but again high reward. There is nothing else in this list that will build that will be you will be able to build wealth as much as compared to startup if it succeeds. So high risk, high reward. Get a PhD. Again, another high effort, but again, it builds your authority. It opens up lots of opportunities for you. And some unconventional things: start your independent research. Start your become Tesla. Tesla. So that's something high effort, high reward. Again, publish a paper, publish a report as a data journalist, write a book, or become a tech evangelist. All these things will require really high efforts, but they will also give you high rewards. Low hanging common fruits, like any one of us can do, so you don't have much competitive advantage even if you do them, but you will be much better than lots of people, and you can easily do them. Like finish a MOOC, just go sign up for a course, online course, and finish it. You almost every one of you can do this. Attend a conference, you are doing this. Congratulations. Answer in communities, go to Stack Overflow, Quora, or other communities, programming communities, and answer other people's questions. Volunteer for non-profits, mentor someone, write a blog, write a technical article, participate in a contest or a hackathon, build some projects with friends. Accept and if you are working at a job, accept more responsibilities at your current job, and learn lateral skills. You are a programmer, learn about something else, learn about writing, learn about designing, maybe learn about something else. So these are the things that you can do, and then you can also improve your soft skills. So these are the things that any one of you can do, and they will put you immediately ahead in your career. Now I have told so many things, but if you start doing all of them, you won't be able to do that. So here comes the critical skills of prioritization, of choosing what's right for you. So first thing I would like to say is choose only one opportunity from each of these category, from low effort, high reward, and high effort, high reward, and high effort, low reward. So you pick one opportunity from each category, and then second thing, how do you pick those one even from each category? First thing I will say, listen to your gut. When you see this list, what excites you the most? Think more about that, and then move on to next. So listen to your gut. Then second thing is verify this with this principle that I call start, grow, maintain principle, which means that it's not just about starting that particular thing, but it is also about thinking about it will take efforts to grow this. It will take efforts after you grow it. It will take efforts to maintain it as well. So writing a content, creating one blog post is easy. Making hundreds is hard, and keep doing that for years is kind of only few people can do it. So think on that, on these points: start, grow, maintain principle, and what kind of resources that you have. Think about the resources you have. For example, the couple of things that I shared, like starting an independent research. Well, if you have a problem at your home about money and you are not that well funded, how are you going to fund your research? Let's say your lots of equipments which are going to be costly. So how you are going to maintain that? So even if you start, you will fail in that because you don't have enough resources. You don't need to, that's why I say you don't need to follow other people, what other people are doing. You decide for yourself, this is what I can do, this is what my taste is, and then you go ahead. Okay, so from here, another point that you can add in choosing decision making to choose is to understand what lever do you want from each opportunity. Maybe you are at a point where you want to you just need a personal branding. Maybe you are at a point where you're looking at maximizing the wealth. Maybe you are at a point where you need to build your skills, or maybe you are at a point where you need to build your network. So what are the things that you need to prioritize, or what is that particular thing that you pick? What is that one thing? Think about that. And then finally, last, once you figure these things out, set a time frame. So it could be different for each of these hacks. What time frame do you need? So based upon that, upon each hack, decide what time frame you are willing to dedicate for this. Is it going to be 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year? I would say don't go to 1 year for now, but think about at least 1 month or two, uh, that in this time frame I will experiment with this, and even if I fail, then I fail. That's it. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Failure is not wrong. It's the starting point. That's how you succeed. And every failure is good. It's not just motivational talk, but I was telling you, you will have lots of failures when you start building your open source project. It won't work. Your first project won't work. You start an online course, your first topic, first thing that you do won't work. I'm very confident it won't work. So that is why I'm saying that be ready to fail. Just put in your efforts. That's it. So this was the get started thing that I said. So that is all for now. But before I leave, I want to do one exercise with you, so you leave with something after this conference. Here is the list from low hanging magical fruits. Think about all of this. Now I told you a few things. Gut feel, check with your start, grow, maintain principle, or other things that I shared. Just pick one and write that in chat. Someone has written something. Okay, that is not for this category. Okay, yes, you will get the slides. Right now you can see the slide. I won't let you go before you choose something. So give me something in the chat. Choose one. Or if you think there should be something else. Yes, that's great. So entries are coming in. Contribute in open source. Contribute to open source. Yes. Speak at conference. Let's see what do we have. What most people are saying here. Side projects. Okay, side projects. We are getting side projects and open source. One person said speak at side projects. Okay, I see lots of side projects here. Great. So do you want me to tell you the starting steps to start with side project? Okay, we will go into this side project. I'm writing this down. We will that. Second, the second list, which is high hanging magical fruit. What is it? Tell me about this. And again, I will share the starting point for what most of you share. Startup. Okay, start a full-time remote job. So I think there is a kind of tie between startup versus full-time remote job. Okay, moving on to the next category, low-hanging common fruit. Okay, we don't need to go into this detail. I will say just pick anything. They won't take much of your time. Maybe next weekend, just do one thing. This weekend you are doing this attend a con, which is great. What are the action points that you need to take? So I'll just get you started with this. I hope the font size is... Many developers that I talk to, they already have some side project. They started some time ago and then they left it. So think about that. Do you have that? No? Then think about a problem. What problem do you want to solve for yourself, and or maybe your friend or someone who you care about? And it's not just that. You can also think in a different way, which is what technology do you want to learn? So, and what would you like to improve in that technology? So these are the two ways that probably I will say to any developer friend, any good friend, that you should think about these 2 points and then come up with the idea. Then on that idea, what is the smallest thing that you can do? So once you log that down, dedicate some time every day or every week. So depending upon your the availability, if you are working at a job, you might not be able to work on it every day, but maybe on weekends you can work on it. If you are a student, if you have a good time, you can work maybe every day. So based on that, dedicated minimum amount of time, at least let's say 1 hour, whatever you decide, dedicate that. So put that in calendar. That's what you will do. I'm telling people who thought about this, the side project is the one category that I choose today. This is what you are going to do today. You are going to come up with the idea. You are going to put it in the calendar that this much time. You don't need to go into details right now, how it is going to be or whether it is worth it or not. No, you're just going to put the time in calendar, and then whatever is the level of your this side projects, decide that I'll make my first shitty version, push that version to production so someone else can try that, and try to make that timeline short, either 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, something like this. It depends on your project, but try to make it smaller. Share it with your friends and gather feedback. That's it. Don't think about startup or all those things that we talked about. Just share it with friends, gather feedback. That's it. And whatever you learn from here, improve. Most of you, I know for sure, 80% of you will leave here, and the rest 20% will move here, and only few, if there is someone out of you, will move to this repeat speed. So if you reach here, then you have reached a lot in the things that we talked about. What does it help with? Skills, wisdom, personal branding, wealth. So try to complete this as much as you can. That's it. So that was about this first hack I was telling you. Side project which you choose from the first category. Second category, you chose startup or full-time remote job. Startup, I won't say anything. We have covered side project. If it works, it will become startup. We will cover about full-time remote job. Let me go to full-time remote job action points, and after that we are done. Okay, so get a full-time remote job. So what are the action points? So first of all, understand that finding a remote job, specifically when you are in India, is not that. In some other country, let's say US, then it would have been easier. So it is going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Having that in mind, these are the steps are very easy, and any one of you can do this. So one, prepare your CV and professional online profile, like you might have heard in thousands of places. Yes, you do that. One important point I want you to focus on is demonstrate, and it is the most important point. So CV won't work, professional online profile won't work, unless what you are doing with this with them, you are demonstrating your work history. You're demonstrating that you have skills in this, let's say, particular programming language. If you're applying for a particular programming language job, then demonstrate that. Build some projects, build some side projects, as I said, and then share put it there. So that's the starting point. So people who chose side projects, that's your next point. Once you have that, put it in your calendar, share it with your friends, as I said, on LinkedIn as well. So that's your starting point. Second, explore communities that hire remotely. So explore companies and communities that hire remotely. There are not many. I created a list some time back, and that's still true. I think if you Google, you will find it, like companies that hire remotely from India. If you search that, probably you will reach to the blog that I had written. If not, I'll share in somewhere, let's say in Discord as well. So you will find the companies that are hiring, that have hired people remotely, and also these days almost many companies are hiring remotely, and they are open to hire from India as well. So explore those companies and make a list of those companies. Then pick from those lists, set an email alerts. Most of these companies have email alerts when the new opportunity comes in. First thing you might want to notice here is that not every job position is created to hire, and that's a very controversial thing I'm saying, because people use that for different purposes, and that I have seen while I was working at Invide, and I saw that many companies are doing this for some other reasons as well. Make a good list, make this good alert, and just don't invest much time. Filter out things that are relevant to you. Most companies will provide you to filter that down, and once you get those emails, just apply with whatever you have prepared. Don't invest much time. Invest just, let's say, 1 hour every week, or even a month if you are working, or maybe a couple of times in a quarter. That's it. Okay, other things, there are communities like Invide, Stack Overflow, and there are other communities as well. But if you are from India, first thing I would like to say, focus on things that are focused on Indian developers, because when you go on sites, let's say We Work Remotely or other sites, you will see that most of these posts are focused on US, for US time zones. So understand that, and then accordingly apply there. That's it. It's very easy. So these are the steps that I wanted to share with you about. So these are the action steps that you have now. I hope you have written them down. We have a question: what if we face burnout? Very good question. Feel, oh, I can do this, oh, I can do this, or maybe look at someone, okay, he is doing that, get inspired from this, and then directly jump into it. Don't do that. Burnout is a real problem. If some of you might not know this, but burnout is a WHO declared medical condition, and that happens frequently to many people. I have burned out 3 times in this year itself, and specifically this in this pandemic time. There are chances that most of you will get burned out, either by applying to these jobs, or you will feel frustrated nothing is working out, or maybe studying at college, giving exams, feel frustrated that things are not working out with you. Don't. And this is what I suggest what you do. Number one thing, write. Make a daily journal, or just pick a diary, any diary. Every day, put the date and put your thoughts down there. How are you feeling, or what did you do in the day, or maybe just what things are thankful for. Okay, before that, someone is asking what is burnout. Okay, so burnout means that you don't feel like working. If let's say you decided that your goal is to study and you don't feel like study, or let's say you are working at full-time job, you don't feel like working, or you feel just lethargic, or you don't know, I mean, you are perfectly fine, you don't have a fever, you don't have any other medical condition, but you just are unmotivated, which is not real you. You are motivated, and but it's just that you feel that that's how you just feel, and that's temporary. After some time you will start feeling better, but until then I'm sharing what do you need to do. So until then, first thing, if you don't pick anything else, I'll just give limit to one advice, which is write down. That's it. Make a diary, write, and do it today. Write down what did you learn today, or maybe what did you do, let's say you can share what talks did you attend, what things you did, whom did you meet, whom did you like meeting the most, or do you have any frustrations, what are things that are running in your mind right now that you want to do, feel like not doing. Write those things down. Just start with anything that comes to your mind. At the end of the day, just sit for 5 minutes and then write this. That's it. And I can tell you, after 7 days you will have better clarity, and most probably you won't have the burnout. Okay, so we have more people. Live the way you taught with pride, tried to rhyme with failed. Okay, is freelancing good while I am in college for learning? I am presently fresher in IIT Roorkee, but I want to be a software engineer. Freelancing good in college for learning? That's a tough question actually. So I am inclined to say yes, but there are things. So freelancing is not just about the work, it is about a lot more things. You are doing the work. If you are a design freelancer, or let's say software engineer freelancer, you are not just coding. More than almost 50% part of any freelancer is to find the clients, work with clients, build relationship with clients, sell things, make sure that your payments comes on time, and make sure that these people leave happily. So there are different spectrum of things that you need to do to be a freelancer and not feel like a loser, to do this successfully. But will you learn skills? Definitely. Will those skills be programming skills? If you are, let's say, programming freelancer, no, you will learn other skills as well. And if you are only focused on programming, don't do it. Don't do it at the start, at least. Once you have gained some experience, let's say by building some side project, or working in open source, maybe that is the time when you start looking for more professional collaboration with other people. And professional collaboration is freelancing. That will teach you many things, but don't jump into it. As you said that you are just fresher, so I will say explore other things. Don't explore freelancing at the moment. I want to write a book. Any tips for getting started? Okay, so that could have been another topic. Okay, we might have another call, or you can just see my book, 21 Career Hacks for Developers. So I have written in details about all these topics that I just shared. Everything is there. So it's not just, I'm not selling things. I just want to help you out. There are some giveaways as well. So I'm giving this book for free. So you might want to check that out as well. And if still, let's say anyone who cannot afford, do write me an email or message me on LinkedIn. I'll see what I can do for you to give this book or share this knowledge. Okay, how to help out a friend who have demotivated or depressed. He or she is working on remote work. Good friend of mine said, a friend came to me for motivation and he left with more demotivation. So the first thing that I will tell you is, don't demotivate your friend, and that's the best help that you can do. That's it. So yeah, just listen to them. That's it, nothing else. That is the only advice I'll give. And I'm working in service-based company. How to find time for myself for open source or coding? Okay, see, look, I don't know your condition, but I have met so many people, and I have. I'm sorry to be frank. Uh, Most of the people asked me this question. That was an excuse. It's not motivated to do it. So if you are not motivated to do something, let's say this open source or making a side projects, then just don't do it. Do something that motivates you. Find your motivation, what excites you. So that's the only thing. And once you have motivation for that, I'm sure you will find that time. So which is why when I told you about this side project, I told you one specific thing, that what ideas do you work on? You work on ideas that are problem to yourself, problem to someone who you care about. If you have that, you will be more motivated, because look, I know that this is not going to work out for you in the first time, and you will with the given deadlines in your company, or this personal outings that you need to do, or the time that you need to give to family. There are many important things in life that you need to do, and finding time for this is hard, finding for anything else to do in job. So first, find the purpose, find the problem that you are excited for that you will block time in your calendar. So find that problem. Don't go by the topic that is trending. Don't go by that topic that blockchain is trending, AIML is trending, and let's do something in that. No. Find the problem. Find the problem that is trending in your life. Find the problem that is trending in your family, in your friend circle. Solve that. That is what you will be more. That's how you will certainly find time for this. At the same time, I will also say writing. Write that journal. That will also help you. Okay. If I'm a student who just wants to do freelancing, not jobs, is your book beneficial for me? If you have already decided what you want to do, is for freelancing. Look, this is a whole new career. I'm talking about the perspective, complete career perspective in the book. Like, these are the things that you can do, and this is how you do these things. So I provide you a framework to do things according to your choice, according to your unique taste, according to your unique skill set, according to what your strengths are. Okay. So you need to, so career, how I look at this question is short term, that I want to be freelancer right now. Ask yourself, do you want to be freelancer after 5 years or 10 years? Then that is where you start things, and you don't that is where this book becomes really handy. But once you have decided that, okay, this is the thing that I want, then maybe you can just read that particular chapter of the book. You don't need to read the complete thing. You just read that particular chapter about it. So I will say, as a student, yes, you should read it. But if you are going to freelancing, not jobs, this will give you thoughts about, have you thought about Ph.D? Have you thought about independent research? Have you thought about data journalism? Have you thought about writing a book? What is it that is suitable to you, and how to get started with it? So this is what I have. Okay, so enough. I think I have gone over time. I'm so sorry for that. But I hope you found this talk useful to you. If yes, then that's time well invested.